What's up, YouTubers? What's up, listeners? I'm not on camera right now. I don't feel like getting on camera tonight. I know most of you are used to me doing sports videos, but it's time to do a serious video on something that everybody needs to know. I remember back in the 80s, listening to the pastor of my old church from when I was a kid. And I remember him saying that when we get close to the end times, that they were going to try to put a chip in you. And you would have no choice but to take this chip. He said, or you wouldn't be able to go to the doctor. You wouldn't be able to go to the store. You wouldn't be able to do anything. Well, folks, welcome to America, the former land of the free and the home of the slaves. Okay? And I want you to listen closely to what I'm about to say. This is very important. You keep seeing on CNN and these news outlets, you keep seeing them say that this healthcare reform is historical. Oh, it's historical. Look what it's going to do. This healthcare is going to make it so these insurance companies can't turn you down if you have pre-existing conditions. They can't turn down kids who stay at home past 18 years old. They have to keep them on their parents' insurance plan until they're 26. Before we get to the nuts and bolts of this, let's get to the main point. Have you read the bill? Have you read under Class 2, Paragraph 1, Section B, in which it specifically includes in its lists of things that must be registered in the National Medical Device Registry that us American citizens are going to be required to have a Class 2 device that is implantable? What is a Class 2 device that's implantable, you might ask? Have you ever heard of the RFID chip? That's what it is. They want us to take the mark of the beast. This chip that has been developed over the years, in its early stages of development, was called the mark. Yeah. That was the original name of this chip. It was called the mark. Obama has been tied to the Illuminati, and a lot of people out there, you think that all these rumors are just rumors. And every time some of this underground information comes out, it gets labeled as a conspiracy, and anybody who buys into these facts is a conspiracy theorist, a crazy person. If they're not reporting it on CNN, it must not be true. But this is real, folks. This just happened. Why were so many people against this healthcare bill? I'll tell you why. Because this bill is going to strip us of more of our freedoms and more of our privacy. Your medical records and my medical records was the last straw we were grasping of our privacy. Now that's going to be public information. It's going to be public information. It's gone. The government, any government agent can look at your medical records now. And as to this RFID chip, did you know that the government's already been implanting this in doctors, in people with Alzheimer's disease, people in comas? Okay, you have a lot of people in the medical profession that already took it because they think it's this great thing. Because, well, if someone has a heart attack and they don't have their wallet on them and they don't have a family member there, we can just scan their wrist and know who they are and know their entire medical record. Folks, we aren't robots. We aren't robots. This chip can also track your location like a GPS system. Right? Why do you think they built these FEMA camps with all these plastic coffins? Hundreds and thousands, millions of plastic coffins that our government invested in. It's because they know that many of us are going to rise up against these people. We're going to rise up and we're not going to allow them to shoot computer chips into our forearms or wrists. We're not going to stand for all of our freedoms being taken away piece by piece, while the media, who's owned by some of these Illuminati members, these media members are told what to say. They're told what they can't say. And the truth, when the truth does get out, oh, it's just a conspiracy from these crazy people. How many of you out there know about the mark of the beast? I'm sure there's some of you who don't care. That's fine. That's on you. But to those of you who do, have you read Class 2, Paragraph 1, Section B of this bill? Go ahead, look it up. A Class 2 device that is implantable. And what happens? What happens if you don't have health care by 2015? I'll tell you what happens. They're going to fine you. Why do you think they're hiring 18,000 IRS agents because of this bill? It's because they're going to use the IRS to track us. More freedoms being taken away. The IRS is going to check up on you on a bi-weekly basis. And guess what happens if you don't pay these fines? That's right, you're going to federal prison. This is really going to hurt those who are living in poverty. There's a lot of people out there who choose to not have medical insurance because they don't want that premium being taken out of their paycheck. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to put food on the table. This is a country that was founded on freedom of choice, which is gone. It's completely gone. Now, even the most freewheeling spirit will agree that freedom of reckless choice should not be allowed. But you should be able to choose if you want health care or not. The government should never, ever force us to have health care if we don't want it. There's no way I'm ever taking a chip in my body. They'll have to blow my head off first. No way. I'm sorry. But when I had a preacher in the 80s, when I first heard about this, telling the church about it, way before computers were in every household. And now it's coming to fruition. It's pretty damn scary. It's pretty damn scary. It's damn upsetting to know that my two daughters and my wife are going to have to face this opposition as well. It's not right. And all you people out there trying to justify this health care bill, you haven't even read it. Oh, let's increase the sales tax on tanning by 10%. Let's increase this and that. Let's increase all these sales tax and income taxes. So you really think you're going to save money on health care when they're going to shoot taxes through the roof? Of course not. They're not going to pay for that $940 billion bill with air. $50 billion out of that is being delegated to the electronical medical division, in which they are going to use that $50 billion to supply all of these chips to us as a favor. And then you know what's going to happen next? They're going to tell us that taking these chips is going to make the country safer, because we'll be able to track terrorists. They are going to con us and try to talk us into doing this crap. And they have the ultimate car salesman, Barack Obama, leading the way. And if we don't stand up now and start a revolution and say, hell no, we won't do it, this is America, we still believe in the same virtues that George Washington did, this country is not going to be livable anymore, and we're going to be forced to move.